Charting Toward Intimacy covers mature topics. Listener discretion is advised. You're married now, so why do you still feel guilty wearing that flattering dress? If you've ever asked yourself, this is too much before date night, or felt shame about how your body looks in clothes, this episode is for you. We're going to dive into modesty after marriage, what changes, what doesn't, and how your wardrobe might actually be quietly sabotaging your confidence and your sex life. Welcome to Charting Toward Intimacy, the podcast for Catholic women that helps you improve your sex life, strengthen your marriage, and embrace God's design for love. My name is Ellen Holloway, and joining me is my semi-regular co-host, Kathleen Chavanis.
Let's talk about some clothing choices. Sort of modesty, sort of just how we adorn our body.
Yeah, this is like, I feel the modesty talk that's not had very much. Because it's not even necessarily modesty at this stage in our life. Like, I think...
Well, I think it is modesty, just like it's still chastity. Like, it's just that... So here's the conversation that we're alluding to here. Is like, what does modesty look like? Real, true modesty as a married sexual woman? Because I think there's a lot of emphasis on modesty for unmarried girls and women, which is rightly so. But things change when you get married, just like chastity. Practicing chastity changes very much once you get married, right? Being chaste in marriage means having sex. That's very different than before marriage.
Yeah.
But like, what you wear and what is appropriate can also change. And it's not a conversation that I don't think I've ever heard.
No, it's honestly, it's something that I think any of us that have grown up sort of in purity culture, right? And like, there's so much connection here, right? Like, I know for me and a lot of people I know, right? Like my friends and whatnot, like growing up in this sort of purity culture, which again, like there's a place for these messages, right? But we take them on as like life lessons, right? That like, this is the case forever. Like, this is how it always should be. So I think it's why it's been really hard for some of us. Like, when we get married, it's like we grew up our whole lives being like, okay, like don't have sex before you're married. Don't have sex. Like you don't have sex, like sex. No, off the table. No. And then you get married, you walk down an aisle, you make some promises and you flip a switch. And then it's like, oh, now sex is good, right? It's like, your brain does not make that switch always, right? Like right away when you've been hounded with the message that essentially the message has been served us wrong, right? It was like, oh, sex is bad. Don't do it.
Right. It's the wrong message.
It's the wrong message. And now it's like, oh, now sex is good. Like our brains don't get that. And I think in a similar way with how we dress, right? It's don't be tempting, cover up, right? Like all of these, so it's like not too low cut, not too short, like all of these things that we've really internalized as like, oh, this is how I need to present myself. But then we're married and we have these good men in our lives who delight in our bodies. Yeah. Like they love them. They delight in them. They are proud of them. Right. And this is, again, something that we wanted to have this conversation because it's something that we have personal experience with.
Both of us have stories. I'm gonna do a little story time in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That it's just like, I'm like getting ready, for whatever with my husband, even like date night. It's like, oh my gosh, is this too short? Oh my gosh, is this too low? And he's like, no, why do you think that, like, and he's had to make the point to me that like, you are a married woman who is fully in charge of her sexual faculties, who is a sexual creature. Like, please flatter your body, adorn it. Like, let me see it a little bit, Now, I want to say, this is not the like, oh, like wear like something that's like low cut down to your navel, right? Or wear the thing that's just barely covering your butt. Like, no. There is virtue is always found in the middle ground, right? So virtue is not found in the super low or the super high. It is not found in the tenting yourself to cover everything up, right? Like it's found in the middle ground, flattering your body, wearing something that's just a little low cut. Guys, here's what I'm going to say. A little bit of cleavage is okay.
I know
it's good.
That's hard. That's
right?
hard
Like,
for me to take.
Has anyone? Yeah, it is. It's been really hard for me to learn too. Like not too much, but a little bit. Like we were made the fairer sex. We were made to be beautiful, to be attractive, to even be alluring and desirable.
Yeah.
Like that's how we were made. And that is what our husbands, how they want to see us. Right. And we kind of joke about, like, in my house anyway, like we joke about like Gen Z culture and like the way Gen Z dresses. And it's like, for certain things like school dances and, you know, like whatever, like it's like, okay, wear the tiniest thing you can. But then in everyday life, it's like, okay, make yourself as frumpy as possible. Like,
I know.
wear like,
it's the weirdest thing. Don't let Kathleen get on a tangent about homecoming dresses.
No.
Okay, don't ask her about homecoming dresses. She will talk your ear off.
They're flooding my
about it.
social media right now, and I'm just like, what are we doing allowing these girls to wear these things, okay? Who are not supposed to be sexual creatures right now, right? Like, who are not in charge of their sexual faculties.
They're sexual
creatures,
right? Like a sexual creature
correct.
is a creature who has a sex, right? So a woman is a sexual creature. A man is a sexual creature. A female chicken is a sexual creature, right? So in February of this year, we went to a wedding and my husband was a groomsman and they did this like, anyway, his tie was hot pink. Like, so his bridesmaid that he was walking with was wearing like hot pink. And so I was like, well, we'll match. And so I chose like this hot pink dress. And I was having a really hard time finding a hot pink dress. It was just kind of difficult. But I found one that worked and like seemed like close enough to the right color. But it was like V cut. And I am particularly busty. I'm on the bustier side of things. And that's always been a bit of a issue for me. Like growing up, it was really hard. I was like very busty. I couldn't wear just like regular clothes is what I felt like. Yeah. And I was like constantly told like I couldn't show cleavage because that wasn't appropriate, which in many ways that wasn't necessarily wrong, but it wasn't told to me in the right way, you know? So anyway, I'm wearing this like dress, this wedding, and I'm like, it's kind of uncomfortable. Like, and I keep trying to like pull it up and all this kind of stuff. And my husband is just like, you look amazing. And it's really okay. Like it's not as inappropriate as it is in my head. Like I think I have like very much ballooned out any kind of cleavage. Like that's my personal issue is cleavage on myself. I don't even like notice cleavage on other people. It's me. Like I noticed it on me. Yeah. And yeah, so it's like I was like uncomfortable in this dress, but I didn't have time to like get a new one. It's fine. It's what I wore to the wedding. And so I think there's just an interesting conversation there to have is like my comfort level is very important. Like, and I'm not telling you guys to wear clothes that you are uncomfortable with. But at the same time, what I have, you know, reflected on since this incident is where is my discomfort rooted in? Is it rooted in true modesty, or is it rooted in some false modesty? And then the other thing is just like, I think a very good guiding star for us here is what our husband actually thinks about our outfit from a modesty perspective. Because your husband does not want you going around flaunting your body in a way that is immodest to other men. Like he's not going to want you to do that. And so he's not going to tell you that an outfit is fine if he's uncomfortable with it. Most likely. I mean, I think we're talking generals here. Yeah. And so, you know, if you're kind of unsure about an outfit, I think honestly, talking to your husband about it is like an excellent judge of like, is this okay? Is this a good amount of like just showing that I am a married female and who has a sexual body? Or or is this, you know, a step or two too far? And tell your husband to be honest with you, right? It's not the whole like, does this make me look fat conversation? Like, tell him like,
Right,
I want you to be honest with me here. Like, it's okay. I understand if you are uncomfortable with this outfit, then I definitely don't want to be wearing it, right?
Yeah.
But again, I'm not saying like just do what your husband does here. Even if you're wildly uncomfortable in the outfit, don't wear the outfit if you're uncomfortable in the outfit. Honestly, I probably should have, like, if I had had more time, I would have picked another outfit for that wedding because I was uncomfortable. Like, it wasn't comfortable for me to wear. And when I look at pictures, I'm like, man, I'm busty in that dress.
But dang, I look good.
That's what my husband says. I'll be like, man, I'm busty in that dress. And he's like, yeah, I know. You look fantastic.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, you are. Oh my gosh, I love it. But like, that's the thing, you know, like it's okay that you're busty. I am also like, I'm busty for my frame. Like, I will say that, you know, like, I think I've kind of gone down a little bit since like nursing a bunch of babies, you know, it's like everything's a little deflated.
I know. You know what? I put that dress on recently. So we're recording this, well, roughly 9 months, 8-9 months since that time. Yeah. And like, I've lost some weight. And then also I'm not like my baby is a year old now. I'm still nursing him a little bit, but not exclusively nursing him. So like my chest is not as busty
it's not
as it was.
busty anymore.
And I wore it and I was like, man, I don't feel bad about this dress at all now.
Yeah, no, exactly. Right. I don't know. I just think that like breasts are attractive. Like they are attractive, you know, and it's not that we should be like showing them completely, right? Obviously, but there is a middle ground. And I think that's what we always have to remember is that virtue is always found in the middle ground, right? And that's like with everything, right? Like you cannot go too much one way or too much the other way. Like it's always going to be found in the middle. And so to flatter our bodies is not a sin as married women, right? Like whose husbands delight in the sight of our bodies. It is not wrong. And I'm sure we're going to get some people who are going to be like hard pass.
Let's hear it. I mean,
like you are going to disagree.
Let's have this conversation.
Let's talk this out.
Let's dig it out.
Exactly. And let's also recognize that like, okay, we've said a lot about like low cut or high, you know, short, like whatever. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's fitted in your waist. Yeah. Maybe it's fitted in your hips, right? Like there are ways that we can flatter ourselves modestly without covering ourselves up, right? Like the body is good. It was made to be good. We're teaching our children, right? That your body is good and it deserves to be protected, but it also deserves to be seen in the right light, in the right ways, right? Like it is so good that yes, it needs to be protected, but it does not need to be hidden.
Yeah.
In these like big open, like tent, like, you know, like
muumuus.
Yeah. Muumuus. Exactly. Right. Like,
you know what that just made me think of is that hilarious woman. She has like 6 or 7 kids now or something. And she's Catholic and she does these like songs about fertility things and sex and intimacy things. And she like dances in her like muumuu nightgowns like all the time. And she calls her husband sweetie and
yeah. Oh yeah, she's Emily Bondi.
Oh, she's great. So funny.
She makes me laugh so hard. She makes me laugh a lot. Yeah.
Emily Bondi. Yes, that's right. Sorry, muumuu just made me think of her.
She is because she does. She wears like grandma like pajamas and like the like 80s sweaters.
Oh my gosh.
She's amazing.
I just feel like if I lived near her, like she and I would be friends.
1000%. Yeah.
She sounds amazing.
She's hysterical. She does.
I have no idea where she lives. I
think she's in like Minnesota or like the Midwest or something. But anyway,
it's far from me. Too bad.
But I don't know. I think this is something that we really, as married women, need to start challenging ourselves with. Like where, like exactly like you said, Ellen, where is this discomfort coming from? Is it coming from this place where I was taught and internalized that like I am most modest when everything is covered?
Yeah.
Right? Like we just need to be honest with ourselves about that, and again, like we're not saying let it all out, like let everything hang out. It's about flattering and middle ground, right? Like that. And so what can that look like for you? And I think your point about asking your husband is perfect. Yeah, ask your husband. Like he loves you, right? Like he wants to, he loves your body. He wants to see your body, but he doesn't want everyone else seeing it.
Well, and his role,
so I think
as
he is
husband,
the perfect opinion.
Yeah, like his role as husband, if we go back to the like primordial role of husband with Adam and Eve, his role is protector. Adam's role was to protect Eve, and that's where Adam's blame came in the fall, is that God had told him to protect Eve. Where was Adam when the serpent was talking to Eve? Adam was not doing his job, right? A lot of times we think of the fall and we're like, oh my gosh, woman sinned first and then like passed the sin on. No, the first part of that sin was that Adam wasn't there. He wasn't protecting his wife, and his job was protection, right? So your husband's like primordial, inherent, like it's deep. It's like deeply ingrained in the male psyche, in the male humanity, to be that protector. And so I think that really he can be a very good guiding light for that. I have another thought that has kind of like popped into my head as we've been discussing this, of like flattering your body and wearing clothes that like look nice. Maybe we're not even talking about lower cut or shorter or even necessarily fitted. But I want to talk to the women who have gained some weight and are very uncomfortable in their body. And this has been me for much of my marriage. You guys know that I had a very difficult like first 6 months of my marriage. Like I've told my story many times, like we hit rock bottom almost immediately. What I haven't really shared is that within the first 6 weeks of my marriage, I gained 25 pounds. It was,
I didn't know this. Wow.
And so weight has really been an issue for me my entire life, but particularly in my marriage. And stress affected that a lot. But, and that was just kind of all wrapped up in all this difficulty of the first like 6 months of our marriage. And I became so uncomfortable in the clothes that I was wearing. And I didn't fit any of my clothes, right? And so I had to buy other clothes. And I was so mad at myself for gaining so much weight. And I was so disgusted with my body that I trended toward clothes that were just baggy and frumpy. And because I felt like I didn't deserve to look nice. And so I want to talk to you, who's in that same spot where, and maybe it's not outright said, because I don't think at the time I said it outright to myself, that I don't deserve to look nice.
Yeah.
But like, it's okay to gain weight, to lose weight, your body changes. Like that happens. Stress affects it. Believe me, I know about how stress affects weight. Like, go to the store. Go to the thrift store. There's so much stuff at the thrift store. You don't even need to spend money.
Oh my gosh.
Like you don't need to spend very much money.
Do a whole episode on thrifting.
Oh, that'd be so fun. I don't know how we could tie it into sex and intimacy, but I think we could make it happen.
Oh my gosh. We can invite Lily on. We'll get Lily Fallon on here.
Ooh, that would be so fun.
We'll have her talk all this. We'll just do a second.
We'll expand this
part 2 to this
topic.
episode. We'll get Lily's tie into modesty and theology of the body and sexuality and all the things.
And then
we'll
some thrifting tips.
Thrifting as well. She's the best with them.
But go buy some clothes that look nice on the body you have right now, and do a little research.
Yeah.
Right. Like look at yourself in the mirror. Get one of those charts that has the different body types. figure out what body
Yes.
type you are. I'm kind of like the hourglass situation. The more weight I lose, the more hourglass I become. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I was hourglass. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then look at like, what are the clothes that look good on that body type, and then find those clothes.
Yeah.
And don't try to be with the trends or whatever, but like, adorn your body. And now you can like go into the Song of Songs. If this is something you struggle with, I want you to go into the Song of Songs with a highlighter. Ooh, you're going to write in your Bible.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I want you to highlight everywhere that it talks about what is on her body. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. They talk about the way that her body is adorned and how it looks, and the earrings and the necklaces and the like, these things that are on her body. And then
They even talk about her breasts.
oh, they do. They straight up do.
They do. Like this is all being seen, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't like, oh, and everything was hidden under this.
Yeah, everything
Like,
was
that's
hidden under
not
this
what it
moo-moo.
is. It's everything he sees on her,
Yeah.
right? And he sees her breasts. He sees their shape. Like he sees, yeah.
And he delights
That's a
in
great
them,
point.
right? And so,
He delights in it. Yes.
and again, like, this is not to say that we should be showing off our body outside of the bedroom.
Correct.
And I don't think we've said that at all, but just sort of like a little reminder here toward the tail end of the episode.
Yeah.
There is a level of showing that is not appropriate outside of the bedroom, right? You should not wear lingerie outside of the bedroom unless it's under your clothes. Totally fine, right? Like if you're wearing lingerie
True.
as your underwear, not a problem. You could totally do that.
Yep.
But you should not wear it like without clothes outside of the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Or outside of the house. I mean, like you can have sex outside the bedroom. I don't know. Understand my context.
Don't wear it for anyone other than your husband.
Understand my context, not my exact words here. But, there is a level in which we can delight in our own body and like recognize its goodness and its beauty instead of just kind of trying to squash it down with some really negative cultural, purity culture, religious, like all these negative beliefs that have like been tossed at us our whole life, probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, just, you are beautiful. You are so beautiful.
So beautiful. And your husband thinks that as well. And
God thinks
go
that.
to him.
I mean, more importantly,
God thinks it.
I mean, your husband's great,
Well,
but like
and I think
more
there-
importantly, God thinks you're beautiful.
Yeah. But I think that there is like a connection to be made here about like being like God seeing us sort of like naked in a way, right? Seeing us for, and not like a physically naked, but just like a spiritually stripped down, like for who we are, right? In our entirety. We can try to cover things up, and he sees us in our fullness, right? And I think the message here is like similarly, like allowing our husband to see us in our fullness, like even in a physical sort of nakedness type way, but just to see our beauty, right? And letting others see our beauty, right? By how we dress ourselves, by not covering up, right? Like allowing that is good. And it's holy. Like you can bring people into the church through beauty, right?
Yeah.
And that can be like physical beauty, right? Like, but it can also be like the beauty of your soul. Honestly, if you don't know Lily Fallon, you probably do. If you know us, you definitely have to know.
I know.
Lily.
She's our friend now. She started as Kathleen's friend, and then I stole her as a friend. So
Yeah, she is like one of my best friends, and she does such a wonderful job. I didn't intend to kind of talk about her in this episode, but she does such a wonderful job in her book, Theology of Style, about talking about how the way we dress ourselves communicates who we are on our interior, and yeah, like we don't want to hide ourselves because we don't want to hide who we are on the inside either. And so she's really good about displaying how we can have this balance of covering and showing and finding that middle ground. So if you haven't read her book, Theology of Style, you should definitely do it.
I'm going to put it in our book
this
list.
Is a challenging,
so it'll be in the show
She's
notes.
also just a wonderful human.
It's also such a cute book. Like the book looks really cute. The cover of it.
I know. She's like super cool. She's like way cooler than me.
Oh, she's way cooler than me. A couple years ago, I went to Seek and I like walked around with her and I was like, man, I'm not this cool. Like I'm walking around with Lily Fallon and I seem like I'm really cool because I'm walking around with her.
I know. My kids like know she's way cooler than me too. She's like Aunt Lily that comes over and like acts a fool and is just like super cool at the same time. And it's just, she's the best. Anyway, but if this is an episode that's like challenging to you, like I cannot compute. No, you cover up. That's the best. Like, you know, if this is challenging, go read Theology of Style and, you know, like just let her show you how what we wear expresses who we are on the inside and how that can be attractive to bring in, and even a way of evangelization, believe it or not, right? To draw people in. We can do that through our physical nature, right? And then once we have drawn people in physically, we can, you know, draw them in spiritually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys a really quick story about drawing someone in with fashion? Are you ready?
Please.
Actually, it's not like super fashionable, but this is what your clothes can do. So a couple of years ago, I worked as like the communications person at my parish. And we did a whole rebrand of like the logo of the parish because the logo of the parish was like phallic. It was so weird.
Oh my gosh.
It was so weird, you guys. And so we did a new logo and it looks really nice and everybody loves the logo, which is so fun. Everybody sees the logo and they're like, that's such a cool logo for a parish. And so with this whole redesign, I was like, we should make t-shirts for the parish. And so I go to Holy Spirit Parish, and our like mission statement for the parish that they developed a long time ago is be spirit-filled and make disciples. And so we made this shirt that on the back of it had the new logo, and then the front of it said be spirit-filled, make disciples, and just in like big words, and then it's like a red shirt. And so my friend was wearing this shirt when she was dropping her kids off at this like Christian, or she wasn't wearing the shirt I'm not telling the story correctly. My friend who goes to the parish, her children went to this like Christian preschool. And then like she saw some parents, she was wearing the shirt. She saw some parents of one of the families that goes to this preschool, like outside of the grocery store one day. And the parents were just like, oh my gosh, your shirt is so cool. Where can I get one? Like, tell me more. Like, this shirt is so cool. And she was like, well, this is our like mission statement for our parish. A Catholic parish with that mission statement? Maybe I don't understand the Catholic Church. Whoa, right?
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
So she's like been able to have this
really
like conversation about, look, Catholics aren't crazy. I mean, we are crazy, but
yeah, in the right ways.
But there's just a funny little anecdote at the end of this episode about how the clothes you wear affect the people around you.
Thanks so much for listening. If you've ever found yourself wondering, is this allowed? Or feeling unsure about how to spice things up without crossing a line, you are so not alone. A lot of Catholic women want more passion and variety in the bedroom, but they don't want to wade through garbage to get there. That is exactly why I created the Catholic Sex Positions Guide. It is respectful, it is church-aligned, and it's full of creative, clear ideas that can help you feel more confident and connected without second-guessing your choices. You can find it at vinesandfullbloom.com/positionsguide